Yeah, disappointing result. Thought the crowd was awesome. I wish we had been at their level tonight. We weren't. Didn't play well. Thought we got outplayed in outcoached in kind of every phase, and not the result we wanted, but we have to respond, and another good team coming in on Saturday.
The way they attacked the rim, especially early in the second half, was that more of a change in what they were doing, or just more success in doing it than they had in the first half?
Yeah, they were much more aggressive earlier in the clock off the dribble in the second half. Felt like mostly in the first half when we had the half court, we were able to put more good possessions together. But yeah, they got to the basket, we turned it over. Rough start to the second half, but they were definitely more aggressive as opposed to like kind of running the actions they attacked earlier.
In terms of the being more aggressive, is that the first time you've seen that this year? I know Nebraska had a really bad first half that game, but you guys cut it back in the second half. Was this the first time you saw another team just be more aggressive than your team?
I don't know that we weren't aggressive. It just we didn't play our best basketball, and they create a little separation there at the start of the second half, and we just kind of never made our run. We felt like we always kind of feel like we have a run coming and we're going to respond, and we have for the most part. But tonight that didn't happen for us. We'll have to go back and look at some of the reasons why that didn't happen, but it certainly didn't happen.
You guys are both teams that create turnovers and like to get out in transition and score off turnovers if you can. They had success at that tonight, and you guys didn't. It was 19-9 in points off turnovers. So I'm curious if that was something that they were doing. Can you identify why there was such a discrepancy in that particular part of the game?
Well, they have more. We have 15 turnovers, 9 steals. So live ball turnovers are going to lead to some transition for sure. So that's part of it. But it's points off turnovers, it's points in the paint, second chance points. Like, it pretty completely one-sided in all the aspects there. But there's a lot of basketball left, and so it's really more about how we respond.
Coach, you like to attack. You always mention rim pressure. You want Dayton Albury to put a lot of rim pressure. You kind of struggled tonight, and then I thought Utah State played the defensive gaps in the gaps real well. What was it defensively that they did that bothered your offense so much?
They really extended their defense to take away three-point shots, limited our attempts there. In theory, that should lead to a few more points in the paint and some of that rim pressure that we're trying to create. Felt like we had some opportunities in the first half around the basket that we didn't pay off, and so it's a combination of our ability to finish around the basket, take care of the ball, create quality shots. All of those things were not at the level we needed them tonight.
A lot of uncharacteristic stuff for you guys tonight, just in many different areas. I'm curious how much of that was just like infectious within your own team versus Utah State being able to shut down what you guys like to do.
Yeah, it's typically both things, right? Like, they're a good basketball team. They played well. They made things difficult for us, so it's certainly they had a lot to do with it. But we also felt like we gave some possessions away that maybe weren't forced. And that's a bad combination.
And then the last time you guys played Boise, you kind of left a bad taste in your mouth coming off a bad taste tonight. How do you make sure you're able to respond like you said you plan to?
Yeah, we gotta look at the film and find the areas we can correct and play better. We have to play better than that. Boise's playing well. Beat us up there. First time we struggled to score in that one as well. So yeah, we gotta get some things corrected.
Now that's over, DA's emotions, do you feel he played within himself in an emotional game?
Yeah, I thought so. He probably wouldn't say that's his best performance, but it didn't feel to me that the opponent was, the fact that he had been there previously didn't feel like a factor in my mind.
And they're freshmen. Obviously, you guys got good performances again, total points anyways. out of your freshmen, but they got some good freshmen too, and Edwin Elamine has a double-double against you guys. Can you talk about how he was kind of a guy that you guys just didn't seem to match up with in certain points of the second half?
Yeah, he had a couple big shots. Did a nice job on the glass. Yeah, they're really good. They have good freshmen. They have good seniors. They have a lot of good players. They're a good basketball team. They're well coached.
Now that you've seen San Diego State and Utah State, do you have any thoughts on this championship run down the stretch of February? Can you guys get back in it? And which one of those two teams do you think is better, if you're willing to say?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of basketball left to play. We certainly don't feel like, we're out of anything, We're disappointed. We would have liked to have played better. But we're certainly not out of anything. Everything that we'd like to accomplish is still available for us to accomplish. And, it'll take a better basketball than that. But we feel like our best basketball and good basketball from us is good enough every night. At home, on the road, against every team that we could potentially see. So it's not about our capability, it's just about our execution and performance.
Coach, quick question on Mason Falslev. He was really big for them to start that second half, got hot and kind of started their run. Just how big was he for them down the stretch?
Yeah, really good player. Played well tonight. Super efficient performance from him. Yeah, he makes plays on both sides of the ball. He rebounds. He's a very good player. Had a good night. We needed to do a better job there.
All right. Thank you, Coach.